Hello, and welcome to another episode of Our Earth, a podcast series explaining how our habits and lifestyles affect the planet that we live on. Last week on Our Earth, we talked about ways to reduce your plastic waste. I'm your host, Lindsay Toll, and today we will be discussing animal agriculture and the effects on carbon emissions. Vegan. The word comes with a social connotation and a mental picture of a certain type of person. Maybe that person is someone who owns a good deal of tie-dye and smokes a bit of jazz cabbage now and again. Or maybe you think of vegans as stick-figure blonde girls who eat only a celery stick a day and call it veganism. You could think of some rando who saw a documentary and went vegan for the week. Each of these perceptions are fairly legitimate. I mean, come on. We each know one of these people. However, whichever type of vegan someone may be, as long as they're not eating animal products, they are reducing carbon emissions and, in turn, helping the environment. So, you may be wondering, why is animal agriculture so bad for the environment? To that question, it is difficult to even begin. There's water waste, inefficient land use, which leads to problems like deforestation, pollution, the list goes on and on. But today, we are exclusively going to be focusing on how animal agriculture is increasing greenhouse gas emissions and causing global warming. Let's jump right in. A staggering 51% or more of global greenhouse gas emissions are caused by animal agriculture. This is more than all methods of transportation combined. So that includes trains, planes, boats, cars, trucks, you name it. So before you think your neighborhood carpool is saving the environment, think about how small of an effect that has in comparison. Now, certain types of animals have worse effects than others. Cows and the beef industry being one of the most harmful. See, cows, sheep, goats, giraffes, and deer are ruminants, which is a class of animal with 4 stomachs. And in order to digest their food, they store it in the first chamber of their stomach before they regurgitate it. It's gross, I know, but bear with me. In this first chamber, microbes are working to break down the material, but in this whole process, the microbes are creating methane gas. When cows release any sort of gas or waste, they are releasing methane into the atmosphere. Normally, cows aren't a topic that would cause such a global uproar, but because of the high demand for products like milk, cheese, and beef, the world has an estimated 1.5 billion cows, with each cow releasing between 70 to 120 kilograms of methane per year. Methane, like all other greenhouse gases, acts like a blanket around our planet, trapping heat and increasing global temperatures. In comparison to other greenhouse gases, though, methane is far more damaging. It is 20 times more potent than carbon dioxide at trapping heat, hence rapidly increasing the effects of global warming. Just to put that into perspective, the average cow produces enough methane per year to do the same amount of damage to the atmospheric layer as 4 tons of carbon dioxide. In addition to these problems, let's talk about inefficiency for a second. Plants like soybeans are used to feed cattle, and cattle meat is used to feed us. What if we just took away that in-between step and just ate the beans ourselves? Wouldn't that be so much more efficient? Now, you may say to yourself, I care about the environment, but I'm not going to go vegan. I do my part in other ways. Well, let me assure you, veganism is the most efficient way that you can protect the environment. According to the analysts from the Cowspiracy campaign, if one person, and that one person could easily be you, chooses to exchange eating meat for veganism, he or she will reduce carbon emissions by 1.5 tons per year. Even governments are encouraging leading a vegan lifestyle. The United Nations is advocating for a global shift toward a vegan diet to combat the effects of global warming. As vegan and vegetarian diets are becoming very popular in today's society, this is the future that I see our world going towards. So, you've heard my case. You know what's up. Now sit and evaluate what this means to you. Really think about the babbling brooks, the crash of the ocean waves, the graceful sway of leaves on trees in the spring, and those cornfields that you Iowans love so much. Think about what the earth means to you and evaluate if you care enough to protect it. Really, think about it. I'll give you a minute. Okay, so I'm not saying go cold tofurkey vegan. I love ice cream just as much as the next gal, and I know it's not always an easy switch, especially for college students like us. But now you know the effects that your food has on carbon emissions, the effect that your food has on the atmosphere, and the effects that your food has on the planet. So before you go and eat that burger, at the very least, think about it. This has been Lindsay Toll with the Our Earth podcast. Thanks for listening, and make sure to tune in next week to hear our guest speaker, Jenna Markle, talk about living a zero-waste life. Thank you, and good night.